sit back, relax, grab a drink, because today is going to be a little story time about my experience being an extra on the show Shrill. So just right off the bat, if you haven't already seen the show Shrill, it's on Hulu, the whole season. There are 6 episodes. I'm in episode 4 in the background at the pool party. Also, I can be seen dancing. Also, right after the dancing, you can see me like walking behind the couch. This is the bathing suit that I wear. Yeah, that is the bathing suit that you can look out for, and that is what I'm wearing. So if you haven't already spotted me on the episode, now you know exactly how to do that. So I'm gonna give you the whole story then from the beginning, how it became about, until the end. It was like the last week in August, Monday night, like early Tuesday morning, like I don't know, around midnight, almost like 1 a.m., somewhere around there. And I saw this girl that I follow named Modachrome on Instagram. You can follow her if you want, she's cool. And she had posted like, hey, I'm not able to go to this opportunity in Oregon. If any of you ladies in the Pacific Northwest want to go check it out, like here's the email to email. I don't remember if she said it was a fat pool party or if it was like a show about body positivity and plus size. I don't recall the exact verbiage she used, but that doesn't really matter. I saw it, and my first thought, being the Justine that I used to be, someone who was scared to try new things because you don't know what it's going to be like. Too many question marks, too many unknowns. But since I started this journey of body positivity and self-love, I decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to email, and if I don't get it, that's okay, like no biggie, whatever. And I waited, and the shoot dates were for Wednesday and Thursday. And like I said, this was basically Tuesday, early morning now at this point. So I was like, maybe it's even too late because, you know, they're gonna be shooting in just like a day. So when I finally got the email about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, I was like, they want me. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. But call time is 5 a.m. In Portland is about 3 hours from where I am. So when you factor in because you had to come like camera ready. They wanted hair and makeup done like when you got there. You know, obviously it's a TV show. I want to make sure my hair and makeup looks nice, so I don't want to be rushed. Obviously I'm gonna want to shower and everything. So I was like, I want like 2 hours to get ready plus a 3-hour drive. So we're talking about 5 hours of getting ready and driving time. So that means I'm gonna have to leave my house by midnight, and it was like 2-ish, 1, 2, like I said. So that means I would have had to try to pack my bag, get everything ready, and hopefully try to go to sleep at freaking 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which that does not happen for me. So I was talking to my husband, Jeff. I was like, you know what? I think the best thing for me, because I'm a night owl, I was like, I think the best thing for me to do is just go ahead and rent a hotel, just head down to Oregon right now. I'm awake, I can pack my bag, and I can just get the drive, that 3-hour drive over with. By the time I actually get to Oregon, I'll be more tired from the drive and kind of like settle down and go to bed. I also didn't want to be exhausted already being up for 5 hours going to set, you know what I mean? And I didn't know at the time just how long of a day it was going to be. Very thankful that I did decide to go ahead and rent a hotel. And so I looked for a hotel close to the area that we filmed, and I found one for a reasonable price. I packed my bag, and they told us to bring like multiple options for like summer clothes and stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, I want to bring some different things. Like I want to have options. Obviously, if I'm making the drive and paying for a hotel, I don't want them to be like, oh, sorry, your options aren't good enough. We don't want you to shoot. I'm like, that's not going to happen after spending the time and the money to get down there. I went over to my friend Bree's house. We're the same size. So I picked up some of her summer stuff and like a bathing suit that she had. I brought my bathing suit and some stuff. So I basically had a whole suitcase of like wardrobe, basically. Little did I know I would only need one bathing suit for the entire 2 days, but we'll get more on that later. But I'm definitely someone who likes to kind of plan. Like I like to go with the flow. Something like this, I didn't want to become unprepared. I didn't want to look unprofessional, so I definitely took the extra effort, and that was fun. I remember being so excited on my way down there, like knowing that A.D. Bryant was the star and that I was going to be able to probably see her. I don't know, you know, I didn't know what the capacity was going to be, but I was so excited about the opportunity. I felt like that 3-hour drive didn't last that long. I get into the hotel then about like 9 o'clock. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be there for 2 nights or not, because they said they needed us available for Wednesday and Thursday. So I wasn't sure if that like they didn't say it was like for sure. They said, you know, we'll need you for Wednesday and possibly Thursday. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna book both nights hotel, because if they don't need me for Thursday, I'd rather just go home Wednesday once we're done shooting, you know, and not spend the extra hotel money. So I remember getting ready that morning. I was so excited and nervous, like all of the emotions. Doing my hair, trying to like think, how can I do my hair that's gonna be like cute, but also kind of out of my face for the day. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be getting underwater or not. So I just went with what I felt like was best, and I figured they would tell me different if they wanted it different. We go to this golf course, like Clubhouse thing. It was really fancy, and we get there and it's like so dark out still because it's like 5 a.m. and we walk in and I'm like, there's all these trailers and stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is cool, you know, it's like a real set here, like duh, but you know, just seeing it was cool. Had us go into like this ballroom hall that had a bunch of tables set up, and there was a complimentary breakfast, and they had like hair and makeup and stylists, and they're like, oh, go ahead and like help yourself to some breakfast, and we're just gonna like wait a little bit and like tell everyone kind of gets here and then go over like the premise and stuff. So got settled, and then I was one of the first people there. I would say there was no more than like 20 to 30 people there when I got there. So there was still quite a few open tables. I saw this girl that seemed nice, so I just was like, okay, I'm gonna go sit next to her. We talked and had a good time, and then the other people started trickling in, and so then I was so excited to hear like what we were gonna do, and then they kind of explained to us the script and like exactly what we were gonna be doing. And it was like, I want to say it was like 8 a.m. at that point. Then they were ready for us to actually start filming, and it was the first scene of the day, which was ended up being the scene that you see 80 and Lolly walking into the pool, and then that's where you see me like kind of at the front center standing in the pool and like throwing the ball. That was that first scene. They're like, who wants to get in the pool? Not a lot of people went in the pool because it wasn't that warm that day. And I was like, heck yeah, I want to. And I was lucky enough then to get into the pool, and some other obviously awesome ladies got in the pool too. So we shot the scene, and it's crazy like actually seeing it all happen, because they have to like shoot from the behind them, then they have to shoot from in front of them. So then, and you're having to like move and go the different ways they want you, and then like when they're walking around the pool, then they have to shoot from the side to be camera ready and on point that whole time. So seeing a TV show be made was really cool. Actually seeing the finished product now was even cooler. We just did other scenes throughout the day, and they gave us like a whole catered meal, which I thought was cool. I guess like that happens a lot with like TV shows and movies, but obviously I didn't know that. I had fun talking to the other girls, and they were really sweet. I met some awesome ladies there. I had about a 10-hour day. I was so exhausted then, like just so exhausted from all of the fun and excitement, and like of course being camera ready, like all of that. It was just so fun and exciting of a day. At the end of the day, they said like, whoever wants to come back tomorrow, we would love you to come back. Like, so basically it was up to you. Like, okay, well, I think I'll come back then, you know, because I had so much fun. And I was like, you know what, even though I'm exhausted and like coming back sounds kind of exhausting right at this very moment, I know I will regret it if I don't just come back. So I was like, yes, I'll come back. Sounds good. So we had a call time for 6 a.m. the next day, which was nice because a little bit later, because we didn't have to do all of the legalities stuff, you know. Realized because I only brought enough stuff thinking I was really gonna stay one night. So I didn't bring enough dry shampoo, and I was like, okay, I need some more dry shampoo, I need some more bobby pins, just some more little odds and ends. So I was like, I better just go to Target. There happened to be a Target like right by my hotel. So I went to Target, and that's where I got my purple purse. If you guys saw my Target haul from back in like August, you guys saw that purple purse that I got, that I love, and I got it kind of like a memory to me of the experience. So that purse, I don't think I'll ever get rid of it, even if I never want to like use it. I think I'll always keep it, just because to me it is a fun memory of an amazing time in my life and an amazing experience. I was too exhausted. Like there was not really any restaurants around there or like anything like quick. Like this part of the town, it was kind of like, I think, more upscale, so there wasn't even like fast food, and I was so exhausted I didn't want to go anywhere. So I was like, shoot, I guess I'm just gonna order a pizza to my hotel room for dinner. I talked to Jeff, talked to my parents, talked to Bree and like Leah, some of my best friends and stuff, about what happened, and told them all about the experience. And by that point I just was beyond tired or ready for bed. I knocked out like around 8:30, something like that. I was just so tired from the day. It's a lot more tiring than you think. And you know, when people say that like actors and stuff don't work hard, they surely do, because I didn't even have to do lines or anything, and I was still tired just from a full day of shooting. And then of course there's waiting around too, because you're not, you know, there's some things that just 80 shot or just 80 and Lolly. Then I booked the hotel and I checked back into the hotel. It was funny because the front desk person was like, oh, back again. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this show, and I ended up staying another night. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. The next morning, obviously they wanted you to wear the same stuff because we were continuing the pool party. So I had to do my hair the same and everything. So I was like, oh gosh, I hope my hair looks right. Like I was looking at my hair and like trying to be too much of a worry word, I think, honestly. So like, okay, I think it looks good. So I get there again and I noticed some new faces, but I guess I get it. Like if you have a normal 9-to-5 job, like you can't just go take 2 days off to film, like maybe 1 day, but 2 kind of pushing it. So there was a lot of new faces. That's how I met my friend Lainey, who I've told you guys about before. I think day 2 was almost even funner just because then like I already knew kind of what to expect. There wasn't those like nerves of not knowing what's gonna happen and like how it's gonna be. About halfway through the day, like I forget if they called her like the background manager, but she basically, her job was to manage the background people and make sure they're where they are supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. She brings them in and out from like the ballroom like that we were in, waiting until we had to go out to shoot a scene. So then the scene came up for the dancing scene and they wanted like 30-ish people to do the dancing scene. Comes in and she's like, who would like to do the dancing scene? Some people start to raise their hand. She's like, I need people who are going to really dance and like give it their all. And so then I, not wanting to lose the opportunity to be able to dance, I stand up and I kind of like, ooh, start dancing right there. I'm like, okay, if that doesn't get me a spot in the dancing scene, I don't know what will. So thankfully she picked me as one of the people, because I know a lot of people wanted to do that scene because it was a really fun scene and not everybody could be a part of that exact moment. So I was so thrilled that she picked me. So excited that I decided to stay the second day too, because then I wouldn't have been a part of the dancing scene had I not stayed for day 2. So I'm like, thank goodness I stayed. All of us big, beautiful women just loving ourselves, letting loose, dancing, having a blast. And I, now seeing the scene, I'm like, I love it. It is so much fun. Like, it's so cool to see all of us just out there shaking it. Like, my arms jiggling in the air, you know, where I feel like you don't see that on TV or movies. So it was just, it was a really cool scene. Like, the whole pool scene. Because of my hotel money, I literally made no money off this experience, but I don't care. I would have paid to be a part of the show. Like, it was amazing, and I'm so unbelievably grateful that I got to be a part of a show like this that I feel like is so groundbreaking. And even in my small way of just being in the background was just an amazing experience. So if you guys saw the scene, then you see I was like right by 80, and I was right by her like the entire time basically. And so that was really cool. But like, they told us, like, you know, she's working, just like, not just her specifically, but like all of the actors are like, you know, they're working, so don't be like fangirling basically. So to not fangirl was hard, because I'm just standing there and she's like right there, and it's like, yep, this is casual, no big deal. 80's just right here next to me. She was really sweet, and like, she was like, you guys all did so awesome. Like, she was really sweet to talk to us. And like, after we like did the dancing like a couple times so they could get like the best, you know, blurbs of everybody. Remember, we were doing the last take. They're like, okay, this is gonna be the last take of the dancing scene, so like make sure you give it your all. And like 80, like, hold on, she's like, ladies, let's do this. So then after she like was like, get it girls, like we were like, heck yes, 80 told us to get it, we're gonna get it. Shooting all the scenes was fun, like just getting to meet all of these other women and like talk with them, and like some of them on different levels of their confidence and like body positivity. Some of them, this is like their first time stepping out of their comfort zone, and some of them like this is old news for them, and some of them were like me, like still kind of new but definitely like pushing the boundaries for themselves. So it was cool for sure. And so then filming was over, and it was kind of sad because I was like, you know what, this was such an awesome experience. Like, I'm going to relive this in my mind forever. And I feel like friends and family who have watched the show now have told me like the show meant so much. Like, they cried and stuff, they teared up, and like that's kind of how I felt too, because it's just such a good show. It definitely speaks to a lot of topics that us as plus size women and just overweight people in general go through, and it's hard. I just think it's really cool that they discuss things like that and make it more mainstream. I just hope it gets a season 2, because I love the show. Like, regardless if I was in the background of the one episode or not. I love the show. I think the show is worth watching. I feel like there's a lot of things that can be relatable. So yeah, that was my experience being on my first TV show, like being background. You know, maybe one day I'll have an actual speaking role. I can only dream. I can like cross my fingers and hope to gosh that might happen for me. If you would have told me a year ago, even from this moment, that I would have got to professionally model and be on a background of such a majorly awesome show for body positivity, I would have not believed you. So that alone is all I need. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I don't really do a lot of these, but this was kind of fun. Let me know in the comments below if you guys would like to see more story times about other topics or just things going on in my life. And thank you for watching this one. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. And remember to just be you. Bye.